We're back. Okay. This is week, what would this be, Dad? 14. This is my dad, Grandpa Bug Eater. I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows him in the league, right? You know everybody?
I,
Everybody knows you?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
I might be the only one that knows everybody else in the league.
Yeah, I think so. Peach Sanders. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go through the standings here, and then we're going to go through kind of who that person is, so kind of everybody knows who they are and maybe how long they've been in the league if we can remember. So first, still obviously San Joe Mustangs. He was on last week. That's my friend Connor. We've known each other through church forever. We also are co-owners of an ice cream business in Belton, Missouri. It's called One More Scoop. Evil Did Alive. I know him as well. That's Ken Hartman. He is a family friend that we've known for a very long time.
Right.
And Ken's been in the league for quite a while as well, right?
I think Ken may be. I think he may be the only other original member besides me. I think he was from the get-go, 2003. I think
Oh,
Ken
three.
was one of the original 10.
So almost 20 years the league's
Yeah.
been around.
Right.
Slow pitch stats, that's me in third. I'm playing Ken this week, which is kind of interesting because there is 3 teams tied for second, all 29 games back, and Ken and I play each other. So that'll be kind of fun. KC Villains, really good squad. I'm not sure who that is.
So his name's Nick Boggs. He works for ATF. He joined.
Maybe don't say his last name if he's.
Oh
No,
okay.
just ATF.
Oh,
You got to
yeah,
keep it private.
yeah,
Do we need to
yeah.
blur your face out for this?
Yeah. No,
No.
this isn't my real voice.
Okay.
No, he. So I think he started with. Again, I'm probably getting this slightly wrong, but he probably started in about 2007. I went back to a group that he was in, and then him and the Black Sox there at 9. I think those two guys joined together. They started with ATF at the same time, and so I think they started the league about 2007 or so. That's
Pretty-
Rob Bergen, the Black
Black
Sox,
Sox.
number 9.
Okay. And then Casey Kakumbas is another one of my buddies, Ian. We met in college, freshman year at K-State. Also one of the owners of One More Scoop Ice Cream. So yeah, we've known each other for a while. Ian's been in the league probably 4 years now.
Probably.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I know the first year him and I split a team, and then somebody dropped and he got to come in. Yeah, so he's in 5th, 30 games back. So there's 3 teams, 29 games back, and then Ian at 30 games back. Grandpa Bug Eater, 35 and a half games back. Who are you playing this week?
I am playing
Brady.
No, yes, I am playing the
Back
Black
nines,
I'm
yep,
playing Brady.
in 8th. And then Peach Stand Ramblers, formerly known as Argyle Sox. I'm not sure who that is either.
Yeah, so that's former. He's retired. Lives in St. Louis. His name's Michael Austin. I think he joined probably the second or third year we were in existence.
Whew.
Really good player, obviously. You know,
Probably the person who's won the most league
Yeah.
championships.
yeah, maybe besides me,
Oh.
but
Well, you've been in the league. You've been in the league too long.
yeah, there you go. No, he's a really good player, and he's had several different names. But yeah, really good guy. And I think that he's even joined some teams, some football teams, and maybe even baseball teams that Beaks Bashers runs up in Nebraska, who we'll get to here in a minute. But really nice guy, funny guy, as you've probably seen in some of his posts, and a really good person.
His dry sense of humor is pretty.
Yeah.
Is about as dry as this Easy Way IPA.
Right.
Number 8, 39 games back is the Back Nines. Another one of my buddies. His name's Brady. He was on week 1 of the videos. We've known each other since I don't even know 3rd or 4th grade. He's probably been in the league just as long as Ian. Probably 4, maybe 3 years, 4
Yeah,
years.
probably at least.
I think him and I split a team as well one year. Yeah, but that's Brady. We've known each other forever. We went to the same college. I've lived with him before in college for a year or two. And then Black Sox is Rob, right?
Yeah, I
Which-
talked about him. So yeah, I worked with him. He started the same time as Casey Villains. So he was on the bot. He won a national championship, and he closed it out for Central Missouri State. So he,
D2 national champion.
yeah,
I have met him one time. He helped me out when I was in high school. He came to give me a pitching lesson one time, and I remember hitting once, and he threw a slider that I had no chance at hitting that slider.
Yeah.
But is he still with the
So
ATF?
he is. He lives in Springfield now. So he transferred to Springfield and lives there. So yeah, he's been in the league probably since 2006-ish, 2007.
Yeah, good guy. Okay, Beaks Bashers
So Beaks
at 11
Bashers and
or 10.
Fozzie
Sorry.
Dog. I mean, neither one of those guys are used to being 10 and 11. They're usually up towards the top because they're both really good players. In fact, Fozzie in 2019 did basically what St. Joe's doing this year. He just ran away with the league and won by like 23, 24 games at the end. And Beaks Bashers. So those two guys are from my hometown back in Nebraska. High school, went to high school, and then Beaks Bashers went to college with him in Nebraska. I haven't seen those guys. I would need to catch up at some point and maybe have a country hardballers reunion out at Kauffman Stadium or something. I haven't seen those guys, but they've been in the league a long time. Both of them are really good players. You know, as people probably notice, Beaks Bashers normally they're the one team that kind of has a different strategy than everybody else, and
He pretty
try
much goes like for 25 exact innings. Is that him?
yeah, load up on relievers.
Yeah.
He's looking for ratios, I think, ERA and WHIP, and then try to win saves and holds, and then load up on good hitters, and it works for him some years. This year, to this point, it hasn't worked, but there's still half a season left. So those two guys are back. They're from back home, been in the league for a long time. I think my brother-in-law got those two involved way back at the beginning, probably I don't know 2005-ish.
And they still live in Nebraska.
They do.
Nice. And then so that's 10 and 11, Beaks in 10, Fozzie Dog in 11, and then Corona Kids number 12.
So Corona Kids, another ATF guy. He's been all over. He was an intern with us. That's when I first met him, and then he's been to, Detroit, Wichita. Now he's back in Kansas City. Another really nice guy. Probably started. I could be getting this wrong because he's had a lot of different names. Mm-hmm. So, but
10 plus years.
At least, yeah. I mean, I kind of, you look at the league. It's kind of interesting because there's kind of three subsets. You got kind of the old guys, Evil Dead Alive, myself, Peach Stand Ramblers, they're old 50 plus guys. Then you got kind of that middle group, which and Beaks Bashers, Fozzie Dog would go in that older guy group, and then you got the younger guys, yourself and Back Nines and St. Joe Mustangs and the Cucumbas. You got that's kind of the younger group, and then you got that middle group, which would be
Black Sox,
Corona Kids,
Casey Vaughn.
Yeah, that kind of that middle group. So it's a nice mix of young and old and different strategies and but I mean it really surprises me that St. Joe Mustangs
first year in the
league and just showing us all how to play. It's the first time somebody's done that. Usually, because our league is a little bit different. We try to make it more than just a standard 5x5 or a points league. We try to make it as much like real baseball as we can.
Right, with the 3 outfield spots, exactly. OBP, holds, some different stuff.
Right.
Have you been the commissioner the entire time? I don't even know the answer to that.
So no, the original St. Joe Mustangs, who was one of the original members or whatever teams, he was the commissioner for the first few years, and then I took over, and then of course he dropped out last year. But we've kind of tweaked it over the years, and we try to make it as much like real baseball as we can. That's why we have slugging percentage, as a 6th category and holds as a 6th category, because 5x5 league really doesn't recognize doubles and triples.
Right.
And in our league, we try to, and then we also try to recognize that middle reliever that helps you win games, and so he helps you win games in our league too. So.
And you get to pick up more different guys, instead of just closers, you get holds. Like it's a whole nother ball game where there's a lot of guys that you can pick up for holds.
Right.
And it changes throughout the year, which is kind of fun.
Right.
Okay. That took a little bit here. Let's go to Dad's team. Just running through his team really quick. Will Smith, the catcher, Dodgers. He's having a really good year, actually, especially lately, isn't he? He hits a lot of bombs for a catcher.
Yeah, he doesn't play. He plays only about half the games, though. They got 2 good catchers. The Dodgers got good players,
everywhere.
So, yeah, he only plays like half the games. That's the only downside there.
Mm-hmm. Trey Mancini's having a good year for Baltimore. Kevin Biggio, Toronto. Matt Chapman, I think, is in the home run derby now, although he's on day-to-day. I just saw that. Brady had him for the longest time, and he was not happy with his performance. So we'll see how that ends up the second half of the year. Tommy Edman plays about every position. Jeff McNeil plays a lot of positions as well. Picked up Benintendi yesterday, a couple days ago.
I did. I
yesterday.
really like him. He's one of my favorite Royals right now, and I'm sure he'll go right in the cooler after I picked him up because I have a hard time having Royals on my team.
Stolen bases, though, the Royals have been. I think they're leading the league in stolen base attempts at least right now, is what I heard.
I just like him as a player. I like
too.
Bryce Harper as a player. He's kind of
OBP guy. He's a big OBP guy. Took one off the face a couple weeks ago. I saw a 97 to the face.
Right.
But I saw he's hit, I think it's 16. Shout out to Back Nines for this stat. I think it's 16 home runs or 15 home runs this year. Every single home run he's hit this year, except for one, has been a solo shot. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah.
And it was just the last one was a 3-run home run.
The one that just happened.
Right.
And then Nelson Cruz only plays utility, so that kind of stinks.
Right.
That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why he dropped a little bit in the draft because he's pretty one-dimensional. But also, especially at the beginning of the year, had a great year. He started off real hot. I think the first month and a half of the season.
Yeah.
Arozarena for Tampa Bay, real good. I think he's had a pretty good OBP year, which I didn't know he was much of an OBP guy.
Yeah, he's streaky. He's hot and cold.
Yeah, and he plays for the Rays. They do a lot of different stuff. They move guys around quite a bit. Mark Canha was really good until he got hurt. I don't know how long he's out for. To you?
Probably All-Star break. Yeah, he's one of those under-the-radar guys that you don't even hear anything about, but he hits leadoff for Oakland, and he just fills every category. I mean, he literally fills all 6 of them. So
First base, left field, center field, right field. I think
versatile too. Yeah.
I think he was leading the league in runs for quite a while.
Yeah.
Alberto Mondesi, I don't even want to talk about it.
Right.
He's good when he's there, but he's never there.
Right. Yeah, that's been my,
Mm-hmm.
been an issue.
And then where did you pick in the order in the draft?
I picked 5th.
Okay, so obviously he took. I was going to get to pitchers here. Zach Wheeler, Lance Lynn, Chad Green, Jacob DeGrom is your first pick. Who's just been not even fair, honestly. All these guys now are getting in trouble without their sticky substances, and he just keeps on rolling. He's just very, very talented. Ian Anderson, Octavino, is that how you say it? Ottavino.
Yeah, he's a saves and hold guy. He gets both. He's a good pitcher. They win a lot of games.
Boston's been good this year. Jake McGee, I think he's former Colorado Rocky.
And Dodger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets saves.
Edwin Diaz was with the trade with Verdugo, I believe, from Back Nines.
I did. So I mean, the strength of my team is pitching, and my weakness is hitting. I'm under. I'm over 500 in all the pitching categories and under 500 in all the hitting. So what do? I go trade for another pitcher and give away one of my best hitters, which was probably not the smartest thing, but.
Yeah. Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, Brad Brock, Clayton Kershaw's having a great year. Tyler Mall, how do you say it? Malley, yeah.
Yeah, strikeout guy.
Cincinnati,
he's a strikeout guy, but yeah.
They've been winning a lot of games.
Good ratios, but he's a strikeout guy.
But your starters, DeGrom, Lance Lynn, Zach Wheeler, Kershaw, all having very good years.
Yeah, and Lynn.
I said Lynn. I love Lynn. The guy's a bulldog.
Yeah. He
is fun to watch pitch. He's just like, give me the ball, I'm going to throw it in the zone. Got the win tonight, actually. They were playing against Minnesota. Not that hard to beat Minnesota, I don't think, unless you're the Royals. But yeah, is there anything that you're looking to trade for?
Well, I could really use a hitter,
In what spot do you think?
Well, I'm weak at, Tommy Edman. First of all, I'm going to tick off most people in the league, but I don't like the Cardinals. And so I really don't. I try to avoid having Cardinals on my team, but, I got him because I needed a shortstop. But he's really not having that good a year. And then center field, I made a mistake. You talked to Connor, and the reason he gets home runs from every slot in his lineup.
Right.
And I got slots where I got guys like Jeff McNeil and Edman and Biggio. They don't hit many home runs, so they just don't hit any. So I'm really lacking in power. So I could use power. I got pitching, but I don't have any power. And then I was counting on Mondesi to be my steals guy, and so I don't really have steals. So my hitting is just not very good. That's just a fact. And so if somebody's looking to trade for a pitcher and for a real good hitter, I'd be willing to listen.
Would that be a starter that you'd give up or a reliever?
Either.
Either one.
Probably. I mean,
Starter.
I
You're
got
so
depth.
deep.
I got depth at starting pitching, so.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I've been lucky there. None of those guys have really been hurt for extended period of time. But my hitters, they like all hitters. It's just been a tough year. That's one thing. Anything in the league, we're gonna have to evaluate. The moves.
Mm-hmm.
We backed it off now. We maximize moves, so you can't just stream pitchers every day. You can only do 5 moves. I think it is a week.
Yeah.
So I think maybe next year, we can't really change the rules in the middle of the game. But I think next year maybe we could, just drop that 50 move thing and maybe pare down the weekly moves to maybe 4 or something, and then that way, people don't have to worry so much about going over and owing $6 at the end of the year or something like that.
I mean, yeah, I was looking at moves. I'm leading the league in moves right now at 54 already. So I have been streaming quite a bit of pitching. But to be fair, like I lost Bieber, and now what Trevor Bauer's going through. Yeah. I've lost multiple starting pitchers. So yeah, right now both my first and second round pick is down. But let's do a beer check here. I picked this up on the way home. This is the Easy Way IPA for Martin City, local place. We go here all the time. My dad, both of us go here all the time. Great pizza, but
yeah, it's good. I mean, so it's an easy way. So since I'm old, you want to make sure I could drive home, I guess.
Yeah, is that what it means? It's less alcohol, or what?
I think it's a little lighter alcohol.
Mm.
Yeah. But I think Rob was talking about. He thought we should do a bourbon tasting. So
I got some Fireball upstairs.
So, yeah, but that's from that.
I'm just kidding.
But so I did do a bourbon tasting, not because of him, but prior to him saying that, we did. So I had some Maker's Mark, and I had some Woodford Reserve at home.
Yeah.
So JC, my son-in-law, was over one night, and we tasted them, and they were both good. I think the Woodford's a little more expensive than the Maker's Mark, but we both like the Maker's Mark better.
Mm-hmm.
And for Rob, I mean, I know he's the one that wanted this. I would probably, if I were Rob, I would think that the Maker's Mark would probably go better with Coke, and the Woodford Reserve with the 7-Up.
Yeah.
So I mean because that's how he rolls.
Yeah, you have to mix them. I mean, is there another way to drink it?
Well, yeah, I know he can't, but anyway, so that for you, Rob, go Coke with the Maker's Mark and 7-Up with the Woodford Reserve.
Yeah. I'm more of a Crown and Coke guy. I don't drink many straight liquors, but
So there's another tip. So I think the Kirkland Canadian whiskey is actually Canadian Crown Royal in a Kirkland.
I got duped on that
wrapper.
one. He switched the bottles on me. You switched the bottles on me one time, and you were like, "Is there anything weird?" And I said, "No, it tastes great." So, anywho, so we're getting. I mean, this is a pretty long video, but we were talking about the rules earlier. The only thing I really want to get to rules that if you guys want to put in the comments or anything, rules that we might want to change next year. The 50 move thing would be nice if we didn't have to pay for that, because I love making moves and I tinker quite a bit. One that I'm very passionate about that I know people like Ken, or I think Ian's pretty passionate about it, but I would very much not like to have quality starts be a stat in this league. I know a lot of people want that, but I guess I'm more of a traditionalist. I was a pitcher, so I like to win. I want the win. It's a team game. I'm not really into quality starts. But didn't we vote on that last year?
I don't know. I
2
think
years ago?
we talked about it, but
yeah. But you guys can comment on there. What do you think? But I would rather not do quality starts. But I know a lot of people in this league would love to have that instead of wins as a stat. But
yeah.
See what you think. I don't know. What would you rather have, wins or quality starts?
I prefer wins.
Yeah.
Because you can get wins out of your bullpen then too.
Yeah.
And again, that's the object, right? Win the game.
Win the game. Yeah.
Not to get a quality start. The object is to win the game.
Yeah. It's,
that's a whole other debate about these pitchers. Going 5 innings or 4 innings now, and
this is coming from the guy that owns DeGrom too.
So
how many quality starts would he have had this year?
Well, he got hurt in several of the starts and he only went like 4 or 5 innings, so he didn't qualify for the win. So yeah, I think wins is a better gauge. But yeah, you can luck into wins. I think the guy for the Royals last night got 1 out and he got the win.
Oh really?
So
when
they rallied.
Mm-hmm.
So It is kind of flukish, but quality start. I mean, really, you go 6 innings and you allow 3 runs. That's
Yeah, I
how
mean,
quality is
I
that?
think it's 4 runs, isn't it?
No, it's three
3? Oh, okay.
in 6 innings, and
Yeah.
so
That my thing is like the other guy somehow didn't give up 3 if he lost. You know what I mean?
right,
Sorry, but
yeah,
anywho, the last thing I had, we're at 20 minutes here. The last thing I had was we should all, my dad mentioned this earlier, try to get to a Royals game at some point. It would be very fun if we could all meet in person. I'd kind of do this so you guys can put faces to names, partly. But it would be very fun if somehow we could get everybody down for a Royals game, or most of the guys. We could all go to a Royals game or do something together. It'd just be fun. I know the guys that the young guys in here, we always draft together in the same room. Like we all drafted at my house, and so that was really fun for us. Everybody was, Ian and Brady are all worried about if I'm looking at their computer for their picks or their Q levels or whatever, but it doesn't matter. But anywho, that was week 14. Lot of shakeup in the standings, so we'll see how this week goes.
it is really bunched. I mean, after
It is.
St. Joe Mustangs, boy, from second all the way down to like 9, it's really bunched, and so
Brady at 8 is at 39 games back, and there's 3 teams tied at 29 games back for second. So if Brady were to win 10-1, he could really jump. He could almost jump to second,
Probably
depending on how stuff shakes out.
So it's real tight, and so yeah, again, the league's been around a long time, so you hope people have fun. And I know it's a long season. It gets, especially if your team's not good that year, it's tough to hang
Stay
in
in
there.
it.
But I really appreciate everybody that even the teams that are, because I've been at the low before, but they hang in there for the integrity of the league, and they still are trying, and so I think that's why the league has stayed together for so long, is people don't just give up and punt and not have guys that are on the DL still in their starting lineup. I mean, people try in this league, and it's it's a good league, and like I said, I'm probably the only one that knows everybody in the league, and they're all good guys. So
Nice.
but thanks for playing. It's something to do. It's a nice diversion at the end of the day.
It is fun. All right, well, that is week 14. We'll probably have, if I can get Kakumbas on next week. We both have new kids, so it's always kind of tough to meet up on a Wednesday or anything. But that is the week 14. We'll see how it shakes up, and we'll be back next week. See you guys.